guys, and welcome back to the channel. Last time you will have seen us applying hard gel to create extensions using forms to sculpt. Today we are going to be doing on Katie again, but on her natural nails this time using hard gel, just so you guys can see different methods. So we have already prepped Katie's nails. I always recommend using the same method of prep. So I used a sanding band for this, but you can also use 180 nail file as well. We do actually have one that we'll have to sculpt at the end, but until then, let's get started. So first, we always recommend going in with our primer. This just helps. I always use a primer no matter what type of enhancement I am doing. It just helps create sort of a double-sided sticky tape layer and just helps with adhesion and reduces lifting. So we're just going to apply that to the full natural nail. So now we are going to go in with our hard gel, our Dura Gel. So we are going to need to use a gel brush. We recommend using our gel applique brush, which is stunning and it's a beautiful shape as well. So the first thing we are going to do with our hard gel is we are going to pick up a small amount and we are going to apply a thin base type coat to the natural nail. I think when we're using these gels, even builder as well, you always want to apply a base coat because what it does is it provides a little bit of structure for your next structured layer of gel, but also it can protect the natural nail from heat spikes as well, which is obviously important for your client's comfort. So we do want these first layers to be relatively thin. And you don't need to be so precious with this gel as well. It will self-level and do a lot of the work for you. So we want to make sure we go right down the side walls, right up to the cuticle, and make sure we have the full area of the nail covered.
So how come we're doing hard gel when we specialise in full products?
I just think that it is something that is going to become really big in the industry again. I think there's a place for it, and not one gel system suits everybody. So as a company, we need to be flexible and we want durable, because this is our Dura Gel, and we want to be able to offer as many different high quality products to as many different nail techs as we can.
So is this a high quality formula?
This one we are using is not. This one has low percentage hemmer, so off the top of my head I think it's only around 3%, so it's incredibly low. It is made in the UK. It's a really high quality product, and it's a one component product as well, meaning no separate base coat is required to be applied to it. And also it has a built-in top coat if you wanted to use that as well. So you'll see the difference if you can see the sort of ripples in this nail right now, whereas there's no ripples in the first nail because the product has self-leveled beautifully. So what we are going to do is we are going to pop Katie's hand in. I am going to put it in for 60 seconds this time because I'm doing a bit of an experiment with her. This is a low heat hard gel. Hard gels typically can provide a little bit of a heat spike, but this one is a low heat one. So I'm doing a bit of an experiment with Katie to see how she gets on with it at 60 seconds rather than using the 90-second low heat mode, which is usually recommended for builders and hard gel. So far, Katie? Absolutely nothing? No.
I'm not testing now, I was tested on this.
Yeah, I've used it on 60 seconds on myself. I've been using this hard gel for quite a few months now, and I usually do it on 60 seconds and I haven't felt anything, but it's always interesting to do it on other people just to see if there is any difference, because of course we're all different.
What causes heat spikes?
So it is the chemical reaction, polymerization. It's chains being formed, chemical bonds happening. And the thicker a product is applied, the more of those bonds occur, so the more heat is generated. It's energy being generated from the reaction. So, excellent. Perfect. So, 60 seconds, all good. So, we have our beautiful base layer, and how stunning are Katie's nail beds. This wasn't me, by the way, guys, just want to point that out. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, just to help guide the gel for this thicker, more structured layer, is I am going to apply a second thin coat. So this is going to be called a slip layer. So a slip layer, or a wet layer as some people like to call it, this is what we apply to help guide the gel, the thicker layer, okay? And I'm going to try and apply this in a method where we are going to have to do minimal refining. Because we are not doing an extension, there's no sculpting, no forms, sorry, I'm going to try my very best to apply this in a really neat manner. But again, I'm not going to pretend that I am the best, neatest gel applier in the world.
Do you build an apex similar to a builder?
You can do, yeah. It depends always how much length you are trying to support, whether or not you should be building an apex or not.
In terms of colours, what colours do you have there today?
I have my sample pot here today because we haven't yet released the product and we don't have it in our hands. And if I'm being brutally honest with you, I can't remember whether this one is called Haute or this one is called Couture.
It's very couture to me.
Is it?
So I'll flash up on the screen right now if I'm correct.
I think it's Haute. So I'm just kissing the gel with a brush here.
So would you say the application method is quite similar to builder?
Yes, but this is what hard gel is designed for. I always recommend using it as well, a liner brush. So we are going in with our nail order fine liner brush here, just to smooth out any little areas. Application is pretty good, it's just a tiny little bit missing right there. So I'm going to use my liner brush just to pick that up and pop it down. And let's watch this self-level, shall we guys, because it's going to. It'll take just a few seconds, you can see that happening. Oh, it's going, it's stunning. Oh, yes. So Katie, I'm going to get you to hold your hand upside down for me. Let's hold it upside down for 5 to 10 seconds. That was 10. And let's flash cure. Beautiful.
So that's kind of
stunning, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It's a similar process to how you did the builder.
It is. So the difference between hard gel and builder, hard gel comes in, both hard gel and builder come in many different viscosities depending on the brand and depending on the product between brands as well. Hard gel is almost always a thicker viscosity than builder gel. Oh, sometimes it is very, very thick. We will be releasing a hypoallergenic hard gel, which is very, very thick and doesn't really self-level at all. And it's just going to be personal preference on what you like to use. Each one provides a different application experience and I guess user experience as well. The difference between hard gel and builder is I am not convinced that builder was ever really designed to be as thick as people are applying it. It certainly was never designed to for extending nails or anything like that, but for some reason it does seem to be used for that more and more, whereas hard gel is designed for that purpose. It's also a lot stronger as well, so hence the name hard, I guess.
And how do you remove it?
So hard gels are almost exclusively, as far as I am aware, file off. I don't believe you get soak off hard gels. So this wouldn't be recommended for somebody who isn't going to have their nails done all the time. Somebody like that, you want a soak off product. But for somebody who does get their nails done all the time, this is great. You can just infill it. And if they did need it removed, the recommendation would be just to file it very, very thin, so there was just a sort of microscopic layer left on the nail rather than removing down to the natural nail. And
can you infill it or rebalance it similar to?
Yes, absolutely. Builder? Same as you would with acrylic.
And if a customer was coming back frequently, is that what you would recommend? Rather
yes,
than taking it all off?
Every 2 or 3 weeks. People tend to infill builder pretty much all the time anyway now, so. I'm just going with my fine liner brush here just to make sure I've got the sidewalls covered. We don't want any breakages.
Let's talk about brushes now, you mind.
Yeah.
What are these brushes?
So these are our gel brushes that we have released for applying hard gel. Katie, turn your hand upside down for me. So we have our gel applique brush here, and then we have our fine liner, which really, they're just a perfect duo for applying actually any gel. They're really, really nice brushes. Really high quality German made brushes. We didn't want to just get any old brushes. We wanted to make sure they were really, really good quality for you guys. Okay, so again, I am going to go in with just a thin slip layer to help guide my next thicker layer of gel. And now I'm going to pick up, try to avoid a bit of fluff that I seem to have got in here. Okay, I'm going to apply my thicker layer, so I'll sort of circle it around just shy of the cuticle. I'll push towards, I like to adopt a sort of pushing and pulling movement. Push it and then gently pull and float the brush and the gel away from the cuticle area. That's how I tend to work. I feel like every time I do one of these videos, I've adopted a new method.
What's called evolution?
Yeah, and learn things from watching others. Every day's a learning day.
And if you use hard gel, or if you prefer extensions, or back to traditional liquid and powder, leave a comment below and tell us what you do.
Just gonna pick up a little more gel. I do prefer to pick up a little less gel than a little too much gel. I find it personally easier to have to pick up more than end up in a bit of a sticky mess, but that is just going to be personal preference.
What if somebody's watching this just now and thinking, actually, I really like the sound of this, how can I be trained it?
So we have an online course. I think we will be having face-to-face courses as well in the new year. But we do have an online course suitable for already qualified nail techs who want to learn to use hard gel.
And keep saying pot, so I'm guessing this comes in a pot.
Yes. This comes in a pot. I don't think hard gels come in
Bottles.
No, the viscosity is too thick. So you always need a separate brush to apply. So right now I'm going in for a fine line brush, which is great not only for smoothing out, but getting right down those sidewalls and adding little bits of gel to very small areas. I am just going to tip Katie's hand back here and brush some of this gel away from the free edge where it was pooling. And again, this gel will do all of the work for you in terms of self-leveling. I don't know if you guys can see that there.
No, where's it?
From this one.
Yep.
That's self-leveled absolutely stunningly. Turn your hand upside down for me, Katie. Just going to give it 5 to 10 seconds, let gravity help us with our apex and our leveling, and we're going to pop that under the light. There we go. So we are using our X likes flash cure, I liked flash cure, but of course if you were doing 2 hands at once, they could be putting their hand in your normal light as you work on the same finger on the other hand. Okay, and then we are on to the last finger here. So again, we are just going to apply our thin slip layer of gel. And then we are going to get a bigger blob of gel. I'm going to place it just shy of the cuticle, circle around, and then I'm going to use a pushing and pulling motion to smooth it out and drag it up the nail. again, I just prefer to use pick up slightly less than I need rather than slightly too much. Obviously, ideally you want to pick up exactly as much as you need, but it can be a bit of a guessing game.
So you're using this in Katie's natural nails?
Yes.
Could you use it over an extension?
As in our extensions, or so there would be no need to do that. That would create a very, very hard product. That's not what we would recommend. But if you do need to create an extension, what we would recommend doing is using forms or, of course, nail tips. You can stick on nail tips and use them to create an extension. Pop the hard gel over the top, the same as you would with acrylic.
You're going to be in a spot here. Have you worked out how much it costs per set?
No. I don't even know how much the product costs at this point.
Okay, great.
And there's so many variables.
Do you know the size of the pots? Okay. Good chat.
I can't remember. Okay, so let's see if you're watching from the side. Can we see this? You're going to be quick. The gel moves faster than you.
Go.
It's not me that's going. The gel's doing what it's doing. It's done. Okay, I'm just going to pull it a little bit back. You'll get it again, Chris. Okay, so you can see this bit here. You can see those all leveled. Okay, now you're going to turn your hand upside down. This is not just beautiful to look. Does it make you want to try it?
Yeah.
Are you like, oh my god?
I feel like it looks really easy.
It is.
Is it Rebecca making it look easy, or?
No, because Rebecca is not experienced enough with hard gel to make this look easy. Okay, and there we go.
It's probably more just getting used to like the consistency of it.
How stunning. Okay, so now we're going to go in here. 60 seconds. Let's see, because obviously this is a much thicker layer, so if she's going to get a heat spike, it would be now. Staring at her, waiting
I
for
know,
her.
intensely.
So make sure you clean your gel brushes.
Let's talk about colours. We discussed the names, but we have more than one colour for that?
Yes, so we have Haute Couture and Clear. So this one is the pinky version. Then we have a more brownie, sort of brownie nude. And then we have Clear as well. No heat? Perfect. Okay, so once we are filled, we are going to go in with either some isopropyl alcohol, or here we are going to use our multi-purpose spray in Mouseby Lemonade because it has isopropyl alcohol in it, and we are just going to remove the inhibition layer. So this does have a sticky layer, but it also has a built-in top coat. So I've wiped that away and you can see that we have a high shine still. So if you weren't doing any refining, or you didn't want to, or you just wanted to keep the colour, you could absolutely just leave the nails like that now and they are ready to go.
So just me, or are you missing a finger?
Yeah, because look at it, we're going to sculpt that one. Okay, so it is simple as that, guys. If you wanted to just leave them and go, you absolutely could. I am going to do a little bit of refining because they are not perfect and we are on the search for perfection. So I'm actually just going to go in with a buffer because I do think you can possibly do enough refining with the buffer on this. If I decide that a buffer isn't enough, I will go in with a 240 grit file. This is a slightly softer hard gel than other hard gels, so a 240 grit file is absolutely fine. I am going to go in there. Just tidy things up here. And then I always like to do a little bit of blending down towards the free edge. Stunning. So I like to do a little blend towards the free edge and the side rolls. Make sure it's not chunky at the end because we don't want that.
Say, is she
that
singing?
Adele
I was
sing?
sitting here going,
I
is
was
that her
gonna
singing?
literally say that just a few seconds ago, and I was
And then
like,
I was like, nah.
That's what I was like.
So no, it's got to be the radio.
When I passed her, I left she had headphones on, so I wonder.
She's probably like singing our Christmas songs.
Yeah, it's a total Christmas song. Right.
Oh, so beautiful.
You hear her?
Let's hope she's not that good at singing that she demonetised us for copyright.
I'm actually trying to work out what she's singing.
It sounds like, do you remember that song by Goki? Someone that I used to know?
So what it sounds like. Right, let's see if we can all work out. I got it one.
Answer in the comments below. What's Adele singing in the warehouse?
I don't think they can hear what we can hear.
You'll be surprised. The amount of background noise that might
Oh,
come
really? Could you hear us yesterday? Is that why you had to tell us to
When I
shut
was
up?
editing a film today, video today, all you hear was water in the background. I don't know what you guys were doing yesterday.
You have to.
Just realised that postman's still not been.
Yeah. I'm actually like, what is she?
See if you can work it out.
She came in yesterday and she was like, do you ever listen to Disney Rock? And I'm like,
What is it?
I don't know.
she kept trying to get Alexa to play like Disney Rock covers yesterday, and I was like, Adele,
Such as Disney Rock.
why? Just why?
So, there we have all refined. Again, if you wanted to just retain this colour, you could just apply a thin coat of the Dura Gel and use that as your top coat, or you could just apply a top coat at this point as well. So whatever you like. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment below on what you'd like to see next. And of course, make sure you subscribe to be notified when we release our next video. Bye, guys.